The 15-Point Plan is part of the Win Make Give podcast network.
Welcome to the 15-Point Plan podcast. Chad Himes here with the studious Jillene Snell. How are you today, Jillene?
Feeling very studious, I guess.
Well, you are studious because you brought us some amazing research in the last episode, and you just went even deeper, and you're going to bring us some more amazing information and research on this episode today.
I did, and I'm going to make it as simple and concise and fun as possible. So don't turn this episode off. Stay tuned.
Right. Because the stuff we're going to talk about today is stuff that's still important. Now, Jillene, on our last episode, we talked about macrominerals, and today you're going smaller, and you're going into the microminerals.
Yes, and first, Chad, I just want to briefly do an overview of what minerals actually are.
Right.
And then we'll get into the fun stuff. Sound good?
Okay.
They're utilized by the body's organ systems for growth, development, movement, energy production, and maintenance of internal homeostasis. And these essential minerals, by the way, essential means we can't live without them.
Right.
Are divided into two main groups based on the concentration required for normal body function: macrominerals and trace minerals, or otherwise known as microminerals.
Okay, now folks, if you're recognizing what Jillene's saying, don't think you've heard this episode before. You heard last episode where Jillene was also setting the foundation for what we were talking about. Yet not everybody hears every episode. I can't believe it. So if you're only tuning in right now, Jillene wants to make sure you're understanding what we're talking about right now. Jillene, you gave us a fun fact last time, but it was fun last time. It's not a fun fact again. It's just a repeat fact. What
I don't
was
know.
that?
I still find it fun that we have more than 30 trillion cells in our body, and every single one of them requires minerals to function.
Mm-hmm.
Now, a lot of living organisms require the minerals that we're going to talk about today, and there's 9 of them that we're going to cover: iron, zinc, iodine, selenium, copper, manganese, fluoride, chromium, and how do you say this last one, Chad?
I got no idea. Molybdenum?
Yeah, you know what? We might just have to call it Molly.
Molly.
Or would
We'll
that
just refer
not
to
be
it as Molly
appropriate?
and hope that people aren't taking that the wrong way. Dave's our producer sitting over here going, no, don't say that. All right.
I think we'll have to come up for a different nickname. The first one we'll dive into is iron. And most people know what this is, right? And they know that it's essential to their body. It's essential because it transports oxygen throughout the body. Chad, have you felt exhausted lately, or anyone on this podcast felt exhausted lately?
I'm sure somebody out there has.
It could be that A, you have toddlers like me, or B, you don't have enough iron in your body and can't make enough healthy oxygen-carrying red blood cells, and this creates fatigue.
Sure.
So iron has a ton of benefits, but a few of them are maintaining healthy cells, skin, hair, nails, and of course, just that energy piece is huge. Now, I'm going to talk about one thing. It's called RDA, which is recommended dietary allowances.
Yep, very good.
And the RDA for iron is 8 to 18 milligrams, depending on if you're male or female. That's something to look at or talk to your doctor about.
Okay.
Foods high in iron, Chad, would be like red meat, chicken, spinach, your favorite, right?
Yep.
Beans, cashews, and dark chocolate.
That's my favorite.
I should leave that one off of there. I don't promote sugar, by the way.
Dark chocolate, yum.
Fun fact about iron is working out frequently and intensely can destroy red blood cells. And because of this, Dave, Chad, everyone who works out intensely, you might need to supplement a little bit more iron into your diet.
Okay. You know, I find it interesting that it's the only thing they check for when you go to donate blood.
Interesting.
They prick your finger, and one of the things they're looking at is your iron levels to make sure that you're not anemic to a point that you can't be donating blood.
Very interesting. And also one of the primary things your doctor will check for when they do a blood panel.
Correct.
Another fun fact, 10% of all females are iron deficient, but that's not really fun, is it?
No,
Because
not
again,
fun
of
at
the
all.
fatigue that it creates. Chad,
Okay.
let's move on to the next one because we've got 9.
Zinc.
Zinc.
Tell us
Chad,
about it.
It's a mineral that our cells need to fight off bacteria and viruses.
Okay.
and it makes the genetic material called DNA and tells our bodies how to work the way that it should.
Okay.
It also helps us heal wounds. It aids in our senses of smell and taste, and it's especially important for like infants and children as they grow.
Okay,
and
where
as
do
they
I
develop.
get it, Jillene?
So you can get it as far as foods go: meats, fish, poultry, vegetables.
Okay.
And recommended daily intake is 18 to 11 milligrams per day, depending on if you're male or female.
Okay, and again, we're talking supplements here. So Jillene's giving you some foods you could get it in, yet these are also things that are common in a multivitamin. Maybe you need to take just an iron pill or something with zinc or something along those lines. You can get a lot of these microminerals, trace minerals, and the macrominerals that we talked about in proper supplement form.
Right.
Okay.
Chad,
Keep
what's
going.
the next one?
It's iodine, which I would never really think about as something in my body. I don't know. Iodine to me just sounds like something like I wash up with or something. It's something that like sterilizes things, and you're telling me I need it in my body.
Well, it makes me think of it as being an antiseptic, right? To treat wounds or like disinfect an area, like you said. So our thyroid, which is a little gland in our necks.
Yeah, that's a whole episode in itself.
Right. Iodine to make hormones that helps our body do a lot of things like make energy, which is what this podcast is all about.
Yay.
Keeps us warm. So I might need a little bit more because I'm always cold. It's really, these hormones are important in like a baby's development. And our bodies do not make iodine. So we have to get it from food or supplements.
Okay.
And foods that are rich in iodine would be cranberries, turkey breast, boiled eggs, cheese, tuna, baked potatoes, for example.
I love most of those things on the list.
And our RDA would be 150 micrograms. So note the difference, not milligrams, micrograms.
Okay.
Per day. And fun fact on iodine.
Again, I want to clarify. I don't know that these are fun. I don't know that your fun facts are all that fun, Jillene.
Well, no, because I'm using a word that's not fun. It says iodine is lethal to humans as much as it is essential. And the legal dose for someone that would be about 120 pounds would be 1.6 grams. And I don't know why I'm sharing that on the podcast because
now you're teaching
I just
things
armed the audience with a weapon.
Correct. We just gave you a weapon to give your partner some vitamins in the morning or something like that. Stay away from it. All right. Jillene, take us to the next one.
I can pronounce this one, Chad. Selenium.
And I've already got a nickname for the other one, so keep going.
You do? Okay.
Selenium, tell us about it.
It plays a role in the body's metabolic function and serves as an antioxidant. So it works by neutralizing excess free radicals and protecting cells from damage caused by oxidative stress. So in addition to decreasing oxidative stress, selenium may help lower the risk of certain types of cancers. So that one is crucial. It's essential. You can see the benefits there are huge. Our daily recommended intake would be 55 micrograms. And foods that are rich in selenium, tuna, oysters, yum, depending on who you are, pork, beef, chicken, whole wheat, bread, and milk.
I like most of those.
To name a few.
I like most of those.
Good. And notice I'm choosing different types of food for each one. So you'll notice some of them are repeated throughout.
Yes.
But I'm giving some options to the audience, as well as the recommended RDA, so you can look at your multivitamin and determine what's in your multivitamin.
And Jillene, what you're also showing us is that we need to have a well-balanced diet. You can't just eat red meat every week like our wonderful founder, Ben Kinney. He's a red meat guy. He's going to eat red meat. You need some of that fish. You need some of these other things that you're talking about in your diet, making sure that our audience gets that well-balanced diet to keep their body balanced with all of these minerals they need.
Yep.
All right, next, I can even say this one. This one's copper. This one's easy. Tell us about it, Jillene.
So all living organisms need traces of copper in their diet. You may think of copper as something to do with wiring or piping, right?
Sure.
But it's crucial. It's a crucial mineral our bodies need.
Okay.
It makes red blood cells, supports our immune system, protects our cells from damage. Anything that protects our cells from damage is also, there's a possibility it will prevent cancer. So remember that. Helps us absorb iron into the body and turn sugar into energy.
Which, Jillene, that doesn't do for you because you don't have sugar.
I'm just going to say glucose instead of sugar.
All right.
So food containing containing copper, which sounds funny to say, would be
Yes.
Parmesan cheese, by the way, dried apricots, mushrooms, crab, hazelnuts, cashews, dark chocolate.
Okay, I like all of these.
Right?
There's nothing on that list that I'm not happy to
I
eat.
left off like the far out foods that most people don't eat.
All right, keep going. What's our RDA for copper?
Yeah, 800 micrograms for adults.
Okay, got it.
All right.
And you've got a fun fact you want to share about copper.
Sure, why
which
not?
I don't know how fun it is.
It's used in cookware and conducts heat 5 times better than iron and 20 times better than stainless steel.
Okay.
It can also, for those who are eco-friendly, can be recycled repeatedly, and it's estimated that about 80% of copper ever mined is still available.
Interesting. All
Isn't
right.
it interesting how we go from the mineral to a metal and a compound, right?
So don't lick your pots and pans to get your copper. We're telling you to get it in a different way, yet it possibly is there.
Manganese is next.
Okay.
Helps the body form connective tissue, bones. It has blood clotting factors and sex hormones. It also plays a role in fat and carbohydrate metabolism,
Okay.
calcium absorption, and blood sugar regulation. It's very necessary for normal brain and nerve function.
Where do I find it? What foods is this one in?
Yeah, so squash, pumpkin seeds, brown rice, dried figs, soybeans, peanut butter, spinach, and dark chocolate.
Okay, again, you got me on some of those.
Yeah, see, there's a repeated one throughout some of these.
That's okay. If you keep saying spinach, I'll be happy. All right. RDA for this one, Jillene, is
2.3 up to 2.3 milligrams, depending on whether you're male or female.
all right. And I'm going to remind everybody before we get too far into this, consult with your doctor. Jillene and Chad are not doctors. We're going by the recommended dietary allowances. We're going by all the information and the facts that are out there. You might need more. You might need less. You might not need any. Go check with your doctor, get blood tests run, and get the panels done, figure out where you are.
Yes, great recommendation.
Yeah, there's a great company out there called Routine that I was looking at for a long time, and what they'll do is you send a blood sample and answer a bunch of questions about your lifestyle, and Jillene, they make you your own custom multivitamin. So it's balanced based on, oh, you need more iron, oh, you need that, and it's all gonna be in one powder form. They don't put it in a pill, it's a powder form that they make you the perfect cocktail basically for you.
See, that's fantastic because even my multivitamin, I have to take 4 a day.
Oh my goodness.
And I'd rather that be wrapped up into one, right?
Yep.
And so I think
So there's companies
that's a
like
great
that
option.
that are out there. Let's keep going on these microminerals, these trace minerals. The next is fluoride.
Yeah,
which,
what do you think of?
Well, I think of brushing my teeth.
Okay.
Right? And I think about all the arguments about should it be in the water, should it not be in the water with all the fluoride conversation. Talk to us a little bit about fluoride.
Yeah, that's definitely a controversial role that fluoride plays. You know, the role that it plays in the body is it hardens tooth enamel and stabilizes the mineral in the bones.
Interesting.
And that's,
Maybe this
of
is
course,
why the
simply-
dentist always says I had great teeth even when I don't take care of them because I just had enough fluoride in my diet.
It's a huge part, that and your amazing genetics, right?
There you go. Thanks, Mom, Dad.
Food sources that you can get fluoride from would be fish, tea, and then, of course, like your toothpaste, or it would have the
Don't
added
eat the
fluoride.
toothpaste.
Don't swallow it.
Don't eat the toothpaste. That's not a food source.
So
All right.
here's what's interesting. The RDA is up to 3.4 milligrams with fluoridated drinking water,
Okay.
if you have that, and up to 1 milligrams per day in areas without fluoridated drinking water.
That's interesting. So if your area has the fluoride in the water, they're saying you can have more. If they're saying you don't,
Yes, and we're
Okay.
not going to talk about that controversial subject here,
all right.
but now you know your starting point.
We now know the line that Jillene will debate. She'll debate cheat meals with me, but she will not debate fluoride in the water. All right.
Oh, just let me be a little more studious, Chad. I'll debate with you on the next recording.
Okay, got it. All right. Next, Jillene, is
Chromium,
tell us.
which works closely with insulin to regulate blood sugar. Blood sugar levels by helping with the breakdown of carbs and fat.
Okay.
So that's just the simple overview of it.
And the food that it's in?
The food that you can find it in would be like lean beef, broccoli, grapes, grape juice, an English muffin perhaps, potatoes, green beans, apples. And the RDA is that we want to aim to hit 35 micrograms daily.
Okay.
So fun fact about chromium is it's used in, surprise, or maybe not so surprising, chrome plating, which is like that thin coating of metal used for decoration, and it's a corrosive resistant coating. So we see it on a lot of our products out there in the world.
Excellent. All right. I guess they found out that kids could eat it when we were younger, and now it's okay to have. Next on the list, Jillene.
How do you pronounce that?
All right. So I went and I looked this up, and hopefully I get this right. It's molybdenum.
Molybdenum?
Yes, molybdenum.
Okay. Say that 5 times fast.
No, not going to happen. We're going to just refer to it as Mo because that is the atomic symbol for it. It has the atomic number 42, and the symbol is Mo. So we're just going to refer to it as Mo moving forward here.
Perfect.
Jillene, tell us about Mo.
Well, our body uses Mo to process proteins and genetic material like DNA. It helps break down drugs and toxic substances that enter the body.
Okay, where
There's
do I get it?
There's a lot of toxic substances that enter our body, even if it's not drugs in the world that we live in.
Yes.
So this is a really important compound. We can find it in food sources like grains, leafy greens, milk, and organ meats like liver, which I am so not a fan of, but I understand the health benefits of liver. I'll take it maybe in pill form, which is what we're talking about here, right? Supplements. So you can find that within your liver supplement. Interestingly enough, the deficiency of Mo is quite uncommon in our bodies.
Oh, good.
And this is the primary reason why supplements are consumed less.
And probably
Mo
why a lot
supplements.
of people don't know this one and don't think about it because we don't have a shortage, so we're not talking about it.
Right.
Okay. Jillene, wrap this all up for us. You've taken us through macro minerals. You've taken us through micro minerals. You've shown us how important minerals are to our body. You've given us a list. I want to say there were 9 on this one, and I think it was 7 on the last one. Talk to us. Wrap up our conversation on minerals overall.
Yeah, well, the goal of this episode was really to do an overview of each micro mineral, how it impacts the body, so we personally have buy-in into why we need it and what it does for us, and have that understanding to build off of. And then the recommended doses, right, which we still want to go back and talk to our doctors.
Yes.
And we also want to take a look at our diet, Chad.
Okay.
And when you said balanced diet, I think some of us that just goes in one ear and out the other.
Obviously.
Whereas look at the variety in your diet.
Yes.
If you eat the same foods every day, and clearly, according to this list, dark chocolate has a lot of these in it.
Yes.
So notice that was a theme. And yet, ironically, I don't promote products with sugar.
That's your problem.
Right? So just go back and see if you can make your diet a little bit more interesting. Like, who wants to eat a boring diet anyway?
No, Jillene, I look at those people that are
up.
Yeah, I look at those people that are meal prepping, and what they think meal prep is I'm going to make chicken for 5 days a week and broccoli and rice for 5 days a week and eat the same thing.
But you're going to miss those minerals that
Correct.
are found in these other foods. And I specifically gave an entire list of foods in this episode that are very varietal so that you can go and mix it up and find these essential minerals in each. Just notice, too, that a lot of these minerals are essential to all living organisms, including plants. So go fertilize your plants at home and your garden in the backyard.
Okay, not with a multivitamin. It doesn't work that way. You can't stick the multivitamin in the yard and think that you're helping your plants. That's not what Jillene's talking about for you there, folks. Look, we hope you continue the conversation with us after the fact. That's at the Facebook group. We are part of the Win, Make, Give network. So make sure you join us at facebook.com/group/Win, Make, Give, where we are sharing more tips about these types of topics, and we are sharing more conversation about these topics. We hope this episode ups your energy and takes you to the next level.